In this video on conic sections, I'm going to talk about the circle and how its graph relates to its equations. So hopefully by the end of this, you can comfortably convert between the equations of a circle and also its graph. The circle is the simplest conic. All it needs is a center and a radius, and then you can both draw it and write its equations. The center is given by the coordinate hk, where h is the horizontal position and k is the vertical. R stands for the radius. So once you know what those three are, then you can both find the equation and draw the graph. Any conic is given by two different equations. The Cartesian, which is quite simple and has all of the values that you require in a single equation. The second is the parametric. Parametric is when you have two equations, one for x and one for y, and each value of x and y is independently determined by some value t. Now you never actually find out what the value of t is, it changes all the time. And so what that means for you is that this part here with cosine t and sine t never changes. So you don't actually substitute anything into t. All you do is substitute into r, h, and k. In this example, we are going to find the equations of this particular graph. The first thing you want to do is find the center. Now most of the time you can eyeball it, but really you're just looking at the halfway distance between any 2 points on opposite ends of the circle. So we can see here it will be at this position, which is 1 and 2. Now that means that h, the horizontal position, will be 1, k, the vertical position, will be 2, and the radius is given by the distance between the center and the outside. So we just go back. So that means that it's just that distance there, which we can also see is just 2 units. So r will be 2. All we need to do now is just substitute those three values into each of our equations. So let's do that now. We should get x minus 1 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 2 squared, which you can also write as 4, but 2 squared is fine. For our second two equations, we should have x equals 2 cosine t. Remember that that part doesn't change. We never find the value for t, plus 1. And y equals 2 sine t plus 2. And those are our two sets of equations. Now we're going to draw a couple of conics, which in this case will be a circle, one from the Cartesian equation and one from the parametric. So for each set of equations, you want to find out once again what h, k, and r are equal to. So h in this case will be positive 1, not negative 1. I know it seems like it should be negative 1, but remember that our formula is always x minus h. So in this case, h is actually going to be 1. Similarly, k will be 1, and r, remember that at the end we always write it as r squared. So actually r is going to be 3 in this case, because 3 squared equals 9. Using that, we are going to plot the center and then the radius for our circle. Let's do that now. So here's our center, and our radius is just 3 units out in each of our directions. And then we can just very poorly draw some excuse for a circle between them that goes through those 4 points. And then we have our conic. Let's try the second. We have h equals minus 2, because it's always plus h at the end of that one. K equals 3, and r equals 4. So let's put that in at, there's our center, and our radius is 4, 4, 4, and 4. Make sure you're counting accurately, and then draw in your circle. There you go. Thanks for watching.